Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to the Nexus Gaming Series. I am your caster, Bahamut. On the left-hand side, we've got the members of Into Deep, and on the right is going to be the members of gillyShark. This is a Division A matchup, and we are getting into the thick of it. We are halfway through the playoff season. Shadonis, and also thank you, Kage, for the host as we get into us. Thank you for bringing the viewership over here and encouraging everyone just to come and see some amazing Heroes of the Storm games. But before we get into our drafts, before we get into all of this, let's go ahead and check out the map bans that did take place here. As we did have the home team of Into Deep win the coin flip. They opted for first pick. Cursed Hollow and Dragonshire were banned out by them. gillyShark opted to ban out Battlefield of Eternity and Braxis Holdout, and they have chosen to take us to Sky Temple for our game number 1 here. Let's go ahead and actually get back into it, because I can see a few bans that are coming through. Looks like the members of Into Deep do not want to be seeing any sort of Samuro play this evening. That is immediately going to be banned out right there. A Nubarak being banned out by gillyShark. Strong initiator, strong in shutting down a lot of heroes in the post-10 fight with the Cocoon if they do go into that. Typically we do see that. Locust Swarm isn't often a heroic that we ever really see, because Cocoon's shutdown value is so impactful to a team, and so just taking that away is really powerful. And Abathur will be banned out here as well, a strong global hero on a map like this, which can continually soak up experience and make sure the friendly team is going to be keeping ahead in the experience department, as well as there's a little bit of a downplay in the early game, but if you're able to kind of play around that fact that you're constantly in a 4v5 until 10, then it works out pretty well for you. Regardless, Joanna's gonna be banned out as well, and it looks like we have some tanks and some target bans, I guess you could say. Yo, Grizzly, thank you so much for the subscription here. Thank you, I really appreciate the support, my friend. Will Gilly win a single toss this season? Probably not. Shadonis, probably not. Gilly lost the toss. But that is going to be a first pick Tyrael. On the opposing side, they went for a Medivh here, and Medivh stacking up is going to be really, really impactful. They need to make sure that they do not get killed, because losing those Arcane Rift stacks before hitting the 40 mark is it's a big bummer right there. But a Tyrael Greymane on the right hand side. What do we have brewing on the side of gillyShark here? Let's actually jump into the other side's draft really quickly, as this will be a Medivh so far. So that's going to be shutting down a little bit of the play. You have the Leyline Seal, so maybe they go into a Diablo right now, and then that way they can have the combo, then maybe a Jaina to follow up, so that way you can have the Ring of Frost and the blow potential from the Diablo. But it looks like it's going to be a Sylvanas for some push pressure, and Arthas for a main tank, or, well, I would assume it's main tank. They still need more damage, and they also need a main support, and so I don't know. We'll see what ends up happening with that. Keep killing it, man. Best in the biz. Thank you so much, Grizz. I appreciate that. Oh, did they win one? Yeah, game 1. Maybe if we take Kaimo, of course. I don't know. It seems a little piratey. We are going to be seeing the Stukov ban here, and if anyone doesn't know, Key, who plays on the members of Into Deep, is a strong Stukov player, and I believe also played with the gillySharks over in the Heroes Lounge season as the one Sharklet. This is going to be ban face coming out from the members of Into Deep, and they ban out the Lieutenant Morales. They see the pirate ship in the distance, and they're like, nah, we're not dealing with that. We're gonna sail the other direction. But a Rexar and Zeratul will be entering into this as well. Really big blow up coming out from the Zeratul with the post-10 Void Prison, and then you're gonna be able to have Greymane dive in. You have Tyrael on top of that as well. Jazzy, thank you so much for raiding, bringing the party over here. Thank you so much. I hope your games were really good, and I hope your day stream went really, really well. I caught quite a bit of it, and then I had to leave and make dinner, but it was very good, and I'm glad I got to catch as much of it as I did. This is going to be the last 2 picks coming out from the members of Into Deep. Yrel, okay, so they are going to be having main tank Arthas, solo lane Yrel, and Lucio. So that's a hyper carry Sylvanas. And last pick will be Tyrande coming out from the members of gillyShark, as they needed that support. I like these drafts on both sides. I'm a little bit afraid of Into Deep's draft, because it seems like they're a little bit low on damage. Maybe we'll be seeing that's where the Unfurling Shadows comes in for Sylvanas, to maybe up the damage on her end, so that way they can follow up with the Medivh. But that's such a weird sentence to say right there. Yo, Zool, how's it going, bud? Thanks for coming by. It was different. Is it a different, like, was it a different type of crowd as well? Like the players that you got to experience and play with and against, was that a little different? Because it's always like, I've talked to people and they're just like, not bad but quieter. Oh, okay. Because I know, like, I've played after work, and that's usually, I wouldn't say bad, but it's louder in the sense that a lot of people are drunk, and they believe that they are very, very right with their Gargantuan upgrade at level 20 on Nazebo and not picking Vile Infection. What? How? Why? But thank you all for joining me. Thank you for everyone who's already just bringing the viewership over here and everyone who's already supported. I really do appreciate it. We are pushing for that partner, and we are also getting into our game number 1 here. We're going to be loading in just a second. It might be, I wonder if Boris Johnson's just slowing down Stark's internet speed right now. Did anyone see the Prime Minister? Yeah, I think it's the Prime Minister of the UK. I probably have that wrong for title, but there's a GIF on Reddit where he like pushes his hands out and people are just like, I'm not sure if he's the Sith because like some dude like falls over. I think it was a cameraman who was like backing up trying to get the angle, but it looked like he just kind of like pushed him away with like Sith powers or something. Regardless, let's actually get into our game here. On the left hand side, we got the members of In Too Deep. We're going to be having Rosai, excuse me, is going to be on the Urel. Blimsy is going to be on the Dancing Arthas. We're going to be having Bacon on that Sylvanas, I do believe. Key is going to be on the Lucio, and the Medivh is going to be played by Grizzly. On the right-hand side, we got the members of gillyShark. We're going to be having Stark glitching out right there on the Zeratul. Kaimo Trips will be on the Tyrande. Zergi is going to be on that Rexar. Let's actually see where the Sentinel... Wow! That's a Sentinel right there. We are going to be having Chesslooter on the Greymane, and Veggies will round out the team on that Tyrael. Let's go ahead and check out our bottom lane, as it seems like they were maybe going down here for the race, and they might have scouted this out. And these Snipe Sentinels coming out. I'm sorry, I'm catching every single one of them. Really quickly, I also want to just change the... that way we can at least get the player vision here set up for both these sides, because it seems like they're going to be going for rotations between lanes thus far. They're going to be going between bottom and mid. Looks like Greymane's also going to be sieging in through bottom lane as well. Maybe just leaving him down here, or just kind of doing, not counter rotations, but kind of just spreading themselves across the map to make sure they're not missing out as much on any soak here. We do have the Misha Bear jumping on to the point to make sure the vision is going to be provided so they can catch anyone rotating up. And speaking of catching on rotations, you can actually see the vision right now from Stark. You see that there is going to be that Urel catching it for a second. They throw the Misha Bear to hold that right there. Jumping back into this bottom to mid area, they are going to be continuing the rotations, grabbing their Siege Giants. And I would expect them to maybe throw a Sentinel out here to try and scout out on the opposing side Siege Giants. I would expect them to be there, but you never know. So we're actually going to be able to see that right there. They're going to get quite a good view from that Sentinel, knowing where they are, as well as the fact that Arthas was rotating down. And speaking of Arthas, let's do the exact same thing for him. I want to get an idea of what they're seeing, as they are also going to be pushing out their waves. And we can actually check on that Medivh questing talent, because I was curious, because it seems like he's pressing forward into this, not super aggressive in the early game, but still just kind of stepping up and getting a few of those Arcane Rift stacks consistently. And we're actually sitting at 6 right now. We do have the right side Bruiser camp going to be picked up by the members of gillyShark. Rotation into this bottom lane. Blemsy is going to be the target. That's going to be the portal to get them out of there, and Veggies and friends back out, and they're like, you know what? We're not going to get the kill, but at least we're going to be able to apply the pressure and kind of have that threat right there. And the other thing to note, too, is we do see the Unfurling Shadows for the Sylvanas, and since they've been kind of avoiding Sylvanas within the rotations almost, she hasn't really had the opportunity to stack any of those, and keeping her stacking down is a really, that's really impactful for the team right there, as you can actually see. I think she was trying to step forward on a Stark. We do have a Sentinel coming from the top lane as well, just to scout that out. But Lucio gonna go ahead and solo on this camp for now. There's the solo. I was like, there's no way that this Lucio just solos on this by the entire time by themselves, but no. Sylvanas comes over here, they lock it down. They also do have that Mercenary Queen Sentinel coming through once again from gillyShark, so they're going to continue to push up into the top lane, knowing that the Sylvanas and the Lucio are over there, so there's no healing coming in for the Urel. They might have scouted out the Arthas in bottom lane, so they knew that they're counting where enemy members are on the map, and it's just little things you can take like that into your own games. Just looking at your minimap is such a strong resource, and also having this Tyrande to scout out with these Sentinels constantly, and the ability to also be able to provide valuable information for the team, being able to know, like, all right, they're probably in this camp, let's double check it. Now we know, we can step forward in this top lane and open up this keep front gate, or this fort front gate. The other thing to note too is that top temple will shoot to the top lane, if I'm not mistaken. Mid will shoot to mid lane. So opening up that front gate means that this temple is now going to shoot directly onto the well, onto the fort, and they should be able to get fort and well value off of this. They should actually completely destroy those, but they're going to actually back off that top for a second. They need to clear this top lane. They actually do have some pressure coming in from the members of In Too Deep, as Key is just going to be able to wall right out of there. This is going to be Sylvanas jumping up onto the top point. Arthas is split in this bottom. And so they know that at least one player is away from the friendly team on the side of gillyShark, so they're now going to step forward on this and say, there's no way you're going to try and 5v5 us. Actually, they're actually feigning this a little bit, because Zeratul is actually going to be rotating into the bottom lane, and they do now see this as well, but this is going to be traded out, and they get a few shots off that top shrine, which is going to be a nice kind of it will take away from the overall pressure that they're going to be able to apply, but I do think this will still be the top shrine confirming the top lane fort. Mid lane shrine will confirm about this fort down to half health, and so you can see the difference between getting that front gate versus, well, not getting the front gate and still losing out a little bit on that shrine, but Toronto with the Sentinel right there, that's going to be the protection status from Grizzly onto Bacon, and they're able to boostio their way out of there. A lot of disengage tools are going to be coming out from the members of Into Deep, which could drag this game on longer and longer because of the fact that there's just so many ways to kind of sustain and escape. Like, look at post 10 with Arthas. Like, Arthas will have Sound Barrier from Lucio. We'll have Army of the Dead, excuse me. I would assume for themselves. They're also going to be having Medivh with the protection status, by the way, and then you also have the portal to get them out of some hairy situations. So this late game can be really, really devastating for gillyShark in the fact that they might not be able to chase kills or confirm kills. But speaking of that, there's going to be Bacon down over here getting very low. That's going to be Veggies just pushing further forward, and that's just going to be forcing them off the point. That means that Blemsy is going to be over here. Key is trying to keep the healing up, and that's going to be gillyShark with the first kill of the game. They steal away these Siege Giants. Can they actually step further forward? Bacon's going to be the target. They go for it. Stark is going to be traded out for that right there, and Medivh is continually throwing in these arcane rifts, sitting at 22 already. I thought like a second ago, I swear it was like 13 or something like that. So very, very good on them to be able to stay further back and just continually get those stacks. They do steal away the Siege Giants, and a 2-for-1 trade goes over. I think that's a win overall. I mean, you're able to take away any sort of pressure that they're adding. Meanwhile, your Siege Giants that you grabbed right before that already sieged in and got some decent value right there. Greymane now comes down here to try and pressure out onto Grizzly. And the big thing, I keep noting this, but this is a huge factor for Medivh. They're going to play a lot safer while they're trying to finish those Arcane Rift stacks. They need to hit 40. If they die, they lose all of them. It's not like Hanzo with Redemption, where you only lose a few, or Greymane with Wise and Duelist, where you lose. I believe that's just the same kind of situation, but Greymane now just going to be trying to re-engage onto this. Tyrande is going to get one set, or not the, trying to get the Lunar Flare right there, but Veggie's actually with the Aldruin's Might through the wall, puts the pressure on enough where they force the disengage. Meanwhile, in top lane, we currently have Zergy Monster jumping up onto Rosai. Whew. The back and forth across this map, like I'm staring at minimap half the time right here. Is that's going to be, there was a bit of an engagement in top lane, but 10 Talontiers here. They're going to be rotating down into bottom lane. Tyrande with the Shadow Stalks, Sanctification for the Tyrael. They also have the VP. That's going to be onto 2 right there. Curse Bolt for the Greymane as well. That's going to be Tyrael diving forward. That's Bacon going to be the first target. They get the pick right there. I think Lucio, okay, I swore I heard break it down, but no, that's not going to be happening whatsoever. They don't even have their 10s just yet, but now Blemsy's going to try and step forward onto this. The Sanctification will be used, and I think this is more or less as a siege tactic, not rather than trying to stay alive against the enemy team. They were actually kind of backing out right there, but gillyShark does the same, and they're able to get right out of there. These fights are going to be so much more worse for Into Deep post 10. See, I was thinking that post 10 Into Deep would have a lot of sustain and survivability tools. But either way, we'll see how it unfolds. They do have 10 talent tiers on the side of Into Deep. Let's actually cycle through some of the other numbers now. We've seen these talents for quite some time, and we can... Oh my god, that's a Syndragosa. I was thinking that it's Army of the Dead for survivability. Also because Greymane's going to be throwing at 40%... a bullet at you every 30 seconds for 40% of your current health. So that's just something to be worried about right there. But Grizzly just being very aggressive on that Medivh, portaling forward, trying to get the actual, the stacks finished out right there for that Arcane Rift. What are they sitting at currently? 35 out of the 40 necessary. So they're definitely working through there. Seems like gillyShark just disengaged off that bottom point. They will be having the top lane pressure coming in here. They do also have that Sentinel coming through once again. Gonna connect onto Bacon right there. Greymane rotates down here and says, we need to make sure that they don't push in too hard right now. Tyrael coming down as well. The whole team is trying to collapse. No, not the whole team, actually. That's gonna be Misha Bear and Rexar is still battling out Yrel in top lane. 2 Deep has a better 13 and I think 16s, but I don't think it will be enough, but we'll see. Well, VP onto 2. Lunar Flare to try and chase onto Blemsy, which they're actually targeting right now. Shadow Stalk comes out. That's going to be the Leyline Seal coming out from Grizzly. Break It Down is going to be used as well. That's the Syndragosa onto a few, and they're starting to turn this around. Wailing Arrow into combo Tripson, who's getting very low right there. They get the pick onto them, but they trade out the Lucio. Bacon's going to be the next target, and that is going to be a, once again, 2-for-1 trade. Blemsy maybe making it 3, and that's another pick off for the members of gillyShark as they continue to have pressure from the Rexar Misha in the top lane, who have pushed in a top lane bruiser camp, and now with the 3 kills they just got, the smart move, go ahead, take boss. Apply more pressure into the bottom lane. You also can see the Yrel in top. This is a huge thing you can take into your own games. They have the scout on the enemy team. They know 3 are dead. Well, Lucio just popped up. Sylvanas just popped up. Grizzly may be flying over them as the bird form Medivh, but they saw Leyline Seal use it the last fight, and it's not like they have the 16 talent tier. Or is it 13 or 16 for Medivh, where he has, it's something, is it Temporal Flux maybe? I feel like that's wrong. But it's cooldown reduction when you're hitting people with your Arcane Rift, I believe. And so it's not like they have that, so they're still going to be on an 80-second cooldown. And if they're counting cooldowns on the side of gillyShark, then they know exactly where the enemy team sits within that right. But double Alter Phase is going to be popping up here. Boss coming through the bottom lane. If anything, they would maybe want to prioritize this bottom. Actually, I think this would actually shoot, either of these would shoot towards the mid lane because it will prioritize a weaker structure. And then I think it goes to the lane specific that it's kind of in afterwards, if there's nothing in the fort direction beyond that. But look at this. This bottom lane is stacked up quite a bit. Both the temples are going to be activated. We do have veggies on the bottom. No one on the top just yet, but they're going to continue to siege in through mid. Maybe they're just holding off so that way the temples aren't going to be focusing in on that. Either way, it's going to be a Lunar Flare onto the Yrel, who's able just to... She gets stunned. It's no big deal. I think it's just to slow them down a little bit. Medivh will continue to fly over this enemy team. And let's actually get the vision for Medivh right now, who's currently sitting at 36 stacks. And Sentinel coming through the map right there. We do see that there was veggies on that bottom point for a few seconds. They did leave. Actually, they've got the scouting on veggies a little bit. They're gonna maybe. Oh, okay, they had the Eldruin's Might over here. I was like, man, that's a pretty aggressive play. But as I said, since there's no fort left in this mid lane, the top is going to be attacking top. And since there are all forts in this mid lane, or this mid position, I guess you could say. There's forts up on the side of gillyShark. There we go. I know how to say words. It will prioritize those first before jumping further down the lane. So it's just little things like that you can know. You can prioritize it in your own games. It's just little facts like that. Like if you're like, all right, we can only take one of these shrines and it's top and bottom. And for example, like looking at the map right now, if you're gillyShark and there's two shrines that pop up top and bottom once again, you want to prioritize the top because it will get you a keep for free. So long as no one just invades and takes that away from you. Cat Peach, how you doing? Thanks for coming by. Murda, how you doing? Thanks for coming by as well, my friend. Welcome, everybody. If I missed you, I apologize, but this is going to be a huge collapse in top lane. Wailing Arrow going to be coming out from the Sylvana. Syndragosa going to be there as well. VP in the backline to slow down the Arthas, but that's going to be Leyline Seal to slow down this disengagement. Still, the keep is gone, so there's nothing really they're fighting underneath, but Veggies is so very low. Gets stomped on by the Yrel right there. They have the explosion that will connect onto 2. Grizzly, I do believe, finished out the stacks on that Medivh right. No, they're actually sitting at 38 right there. We can see it in the bottom left of our screen, and so they're going to be able to, and it's this. The crazy thing is like this is 16 talent tier for gillyShark, and they're going to be getting picked off. But Grizzly not able to finish that out right there. An old portal for Blimsy, and actually they portal forward. That's going to be one more. Can they get that last Arcane Rift? There it is. And now Grizzly does not have to worry about that whatsoever anymore. They don't have to worry about dying, losing it, but that is going to be a bottom lane pressure coming in for the members of In Too Deep, and that's the same thing coming in through mid lane as Sylvanas will lock this down. 15 to 16 in levels, and gillyShark has to play this slower. They don't have a Tyrael, they don't have a Greymane. That's a lot of good damage and wave clear that they're actually not able to utilize since they're dead. Yo, Fringe, how's it going, bud? Thanks for coming by. Masta Blizzasta, thank you for the follow. I apologize for missing that earlier, but now we have an invade onto this camp over here. Still, no 60. Oh, this might have been a little bit too aggressive from In Too Deep. They might be a little too In Too Deep, as that's going to be the Sanctification coming out. The portal will be there in time. They still get the camp on the side of gillyShark, but that was a bit of a risky spot to be in. Stark maybe going to be trying to step further forward and maybe catch a member here with a VP. No, actually, it's 10 seconds. I looked up at the top bar and I looked at Lucio's and I was like, green thing, it's up and available, they can go for it, but that's going to be a Sentinel coming through. And once again, it looks like the members of gillyShark are going to be trying to end right here. That's going to be Stark diving in, not going to be able to confirm a kill. VP onto 4 right there. What do they have to follow this up? One Lunar Flare will connect. Blimsy's going to be the target right there. That'll be the Leyline Seal to turn this around. That was also the not the Stay a While and Listen, that's going to be the break it down from the Lucio. That was also just kind of buffered out right at the end of that. So a lot of heroics used right there, and not a whole lot of value gained for either side. This is going to be 16 talent here for the members of In Too Deep as well. Let's actually cycle through the numbers once again, get some late game numbers here. Stark is going to be leaving the friendly team. And they will be seeing that the enemy team is rotating in through this lane. Do they? Yeah, you can see that Zeratul now 180s and is going to be heading right back there. Half the shrine has already been used. Can they start to turn this fight around? The enemy team is going to be controlling this now. Misha Bear the target, and Kalpita In Too Deep is going to go ahead and take out the bear. Top lane does have one little knight left that they go down. Bruiser Camp's going to be out right there, and they throw the Sentinel out. It does connect onto Bacon, and now they just go ahead and jump into bottom lane. Boss is up in 14 seconds, so I don't think they're going to be able to make that. I don't know. Yeah, I don't think they're going to be able to go for that. I don't think it's possible. I think it'd be really, really risky to do it because you're also going to be pinging out on the siege camp on the right-hand side. So they know that the enemy team is down here. Let's actually jump to the vision of There we go. I double-clicked on someone by accident, but either way. So you're currently seeing it, like, they know where Veggies is, which it looks like they're kind of anchoring for the team. And they've got these double camps down here. They are going to be going for their bruiser camps, actually. Medivh is going to be able to scout this out. They know that they're not on boss. And they're just missing members of the gillyShark. I wonder where they are, as they actually will be rotating up here. Stark goes in, VP onto 2. Can they find more? Shadowstalk was used right there. They're going to be going into Blemsy, who actually uses the Cinder Ghost. So Leyline Seal goes out. Blemsy's going to be staying alive for now as they try and jump onto the point, but that's going to be them going down. Bacon's so very low as well. Greymane dives forward. Key is so very low. One more Razor Swipe would confirm it. Do they actually go into the Worgen form or into the human form and throw a Gilnean cocktail? No, they actually... like, I cannot believe that Key lived there with some 100 health. That was so very close to them going down, but they got the kill into Arthas. They're going to back right out of there. Meanwhile, in top lane, there's a camp that's going to be stepping up, and with that kill into Arthas, they're like, cool, let's try and boss, maybe? Leyline Seal was used. It just... Okay. They're just gonna push up their waves. I was waiting to see what do they go for here, but it seems like it's just gonna be wave management. They just want to push this up, take out the catapult in top lane, or at least weaken it a little bit. Medivh once again checking the boss, making sure they're not over there. 20 talent here right around the corner for the members of gillyShark. If they can get both of these, it would actually, I think both of these would confirm both keeps, but it wouldn't end the game. I'm fairly certain on that one. Fringe, when's the next season of Bush League, my dude? Sentinel did go out. They might have been feigning for boss, but look at this. Veggies is already on point and bottom. We already have Chest Looter going to be sitting on the point up here. Waiting for 20s. Have to lurk. Team wants to warm up. Oh, good luck. Good luck. Good luck, Shadonis. Good luck in your warm up. To boss? Ooh. To boss or not to boss? That's the ultimate question. Actually, I was undervaluing these two shrines right now. They're actually getting at least one of them right now. You can see the health on the keeps on the left-hand side of the map. They're getting chunked right now. How much is there a way to look and see how much the shrine actually does here? I don't think I can look at it and find out. I was curious if there's a way I can check like the scaling and how much it's doing. Maybe we can. If someone wants to do math, you can see that the bar is going down by a certain amount. I don't know how much. I can't do that kind of math that easily, but here's the thing. That's going to be 2 keeps traded out, and they're going to be gaining a keep front gate and a well. Like that, I don't think that was the worthwhile trade on the side of Into Deep. They can't take the fight, that's for sure. You're talking to the wrong guy when it comes to Bush League. Actually, the Gank Bush Squad podcast ends in a couple weeks. Oh no, Fringe. I'm sorry to hear that. But it's a good podcast. I always thought Gank Bush Squad like the Gank Bush and the Bush League were kind of one and the same or together or just like sister brother kind of things. Sister brother cousins. I'm not sure. I don't know how they're related. 20 talent tiers here for the members of gillyShark as they are going to be, it's actually be Holy Arena for the tier right there. They are just around the corner for 20s themselves. Stark going to be going ahead and grabbing this siege camp and they'll just be able to steal that away. Medivh has been scouting this out the entire time. Let's actually see what Medivh's vision looks like for the team. Mostly just floating around this boss. Nope. I think they just accidentally found Veggies? They were like, wait, hold on. Because they don't really know where much of the gillyShark team is. They know they got that camp. They know that they saw Veggies, but they left, and that's really about it. Like, we know, because we can see everything. This is going to be a rotation to top lane. Are they going to be... Yo, Enigmatic, thank you so much for the host. Welcome, everyone, from Enigmatic stream. We are doing some casts this evening. We got a lot of good games. We are in game 1. They were totally sister brother. We are currently we've got 3 best of 3s this evening. So thank you all for joining me. Thank you so much again, Enigmatic, for the host. I really appreciate that support, my friend. And I hope your stream was a blast. If 1 got 2 keeps, then 2 would have gotten half the core. I agree, Zego. I was undervaluing these shrines. Like, I didn't think that they would confirm that much, but definitely they would have gotten a significant amount of percentage off that keep. Or off that core. I really wish, I need to find a way, like I'm sure there's someone did the math somewhere and has like, they have an idea of like the base scale or the base damage for the temples and then it probably scales per minute like most things in this game. So I would assume there's some sort of resource I'll be able to find somewhere. It's just, I don't know. We plan on winning now, Enigmatic. I'm ready to catch the VOD tomorrow and watch you win. I'm ready to cheer at the VOD tomorrow while I'm working. And look at this. The members of gillyShark are going to jump to this top one. And yeah, they need to kind of make a decision here on the side of In Too Deep. They're like, we can't just trade these out. We definitely cannot trade them, so this is going to be a fight that seems to be breaking out right now. That's going to be the Righteous Hammer. Sentry Ghost are going to be coming out. Absorption was used by Rel. Seems a little early for that right there, but that's going to be Sanctification also from the Tyrael. They do have that Holy Arena, which I believe increases the duration, and I don't know what else. That might just be about it, but they've managed to back off this right now. Look at this. Look at Stark right now. Has the VP onto Medivh over on the left-hand side of our screen, and just keeping that Medivh from joining the friendly team. Once again, they're going to throw Chest Looter back onto this point. They're going to continue to get some charge in their favor. Zeratul is going to be pushing up the mid lane, running it down mid on the Zeratul, but here's the thing. The core is rapidly falling. They want to take this fight, and they're actually slowing them down from getting in. That's going to be a nice holy ground right there. Leyline Seal goes out onto one, but here's the thing. Zergy still on this point, since there is another player on this that is going to be denying it, but the thing is, Stark is over here on the Zeratul, and they're going to go ahead and bring an entire wave with them, and that will be game number 1 going over to the members of gillyShark. GG. Well played. Each temple has a total of 45 shots that deal 450 damage plus 20 damage per minute. Or 20 increased damage per minute. The final 5 shots of the temple deal 45 plus 80 per minute. Damage will automatically fire in rapid... Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so that's good to know. Okay, so the base is 450, and then we add 20 per minute. That's good to know. Thank you so much, Zego. I really appreciate that. And the GGs come flowing through. I need to hold on. I need to make sure that... what's the cooldown on Nightbot for that? Can I make it less than 5 seconds? No, I can't. Rip. Oh well. The Noble, thank you also for the follow. I appreciate that, my friend. Let's get a look at the talents here, and I'm going to message the teams and figure out what they want to do for next map. Alrighty, we looked at those long enough. Welcome back, everybody. Bandit is very tired out from that game right there, apparently. All the spooky worms. All the spooky worms. Alright, I just got to find out from one of the players what they want to do for the next game, and then we're going to go ahead and get into it. Thank you all so much for joining me this evening. As you can see, we got a lot of games on the docket. We have got Division A matchup, In Too Deep versus gillyShark happening right now. We have got Division D East at 6:30 PDT, and it's going to be Church of Murky versus Would Tap That. And then we have another Division A matchup after that Division D matchup. So a lot of good games, and we already know what map we're going to be going to, so let me just mark that and get our lobby set up, and we're going to get going. I'm very excited about this. I think this is a good map number 2, and we could see this go either way for either team. Let's actually get them invited into the game as well. There is the other captain. And set. Okay. Alrighty. Yeah. Alrighty. That's all set. We're all ready to go. We just gotta swap some people around, and then we're gonna get going into game number 2. Thanks everyone for joining me. If you haven't already, thank you Zul Rules. That's a good command right there. If you haven't already followed the channel, please go ahead and do so. I do a lot of casting. I do a lot of Heroes of the Storm coverage. It's pretty much what I look forward to doing every day, almost after work. And I look forward to seeing all of you. Thanks for being here. Bandit does too, but he's like a little bit shy in saying it. Like you can see right now, he wants to say that he loves you all, but he's just so nervous. Alright, we're going to find out if the teams are ready, and then we're going to get going here into our game number 2 of our best of 3 series. We got it ready from one, and we're ready from another? I felt a yawn coming on, and I was like, thank God I made tea. I've actually been making a lot of iced tea because this room gets so hot when you drink a cup of hot tea. Alrighty, we're going to be going. Good luck, have fun, and we're going to give him a spooky worm. Let's go ahead and get into this. We are going to be heading into our game number 2. Sorry, I'm just checking to make sure that I have everything right so we don't have to restart draft. Alright, we're going to be going ahead and getting into game number 2 here. We are going to be heading to... I don't know why, but I just like I do it way too like I used to have the timing just perfect. But Grizzly, thank you so much for the 69 bits. I very much appreciate that support, my friend. Let's get into this game number 2 for the Nexus Gaming Series Division A matchup between Into Deep versus gillyShark. This is going to be Infernal Shrines, the map choice of the members of Into Deep. And if you're wondering how we got here, don't worry, I got you. The home team this evening is going to be Into Deep. They won the coin flip, and they banned out Cursed Hollow and Dragonshire. They opted for first pick in the first game. Battlefield of Eternity and Braxis Holdout were banned out by gillyShark, and since the opposing side had first pick, gillyShark had to pick the map. They chose Sky Temple and won that in a late game kind of, like, I would say like a checkmate kind of thing, because they were like, you either have to defend point or you have to defend core, and you can't do both. This is very smart from them. But now we are going to be going into Infernal Shrines, as that is actually the map choice and priority choice for Into Deep. And I can hear the draft is flying, so let's actually jump back into that, because I'm curious what we've got so far. So, same thing, Anubarak, Joanna going to be banned out on the side of gillyShark, and Samuro banned out by Into Deep. Are they going to get rid of the Zeratul here? We saw, oh my god, I'm blanking on what we actually saw in the last game for the ban. Abathur. Did we see? And I think you can tell that they're thinking about it. Abathur is available if they want to go into it. Chen is available. A lot of good choices here. First pick priority on the side of gillyShark. What do they go for? Tyrael. Are you seriously gonna try and Juice Pirates this again? I don't know. I thought I had a little sound bit, but I don't, so I'm just gonna do this.
We're dead.
So let's actually dive into this draft a little bit further. We have a Tyrael on the right-hand side for gillyShark in their first pick priority. Yo, hedgehogs are so cute. I agree. I don't know what that came from, but if that's just a random statement, I agree 100%, Ektar. If I could have a hedgehog and I knew how to properly, like, not train, but like take care of one, I would. Medivh, Diablo on the left-hand side, so they're going to be going for that synergy as I talked about in the last game, which is what I thought they were setting up for, because they prioritized the Medivh so early. They're going to go for the Leyline Sea Apocalypse combo. Rhaegar, Greymane on the right-hand side. I don't think the Juice Pirates is legit on this map. Juice Pirates is legit on any map, Ektar. Wait, Into Deep banned Abba last game? Yeah, they did, but I'm not playing. Juice's bait. I wonder if Veggies has gotten their Tyrael to more than level 7 before today. I wonder if Veggies has gotten their Tyrael to more than level 7 before today. Jeez. That's actually true. Like, someone I think mentioned that like their Tyrael is super low, but it's also really, really good. Scary. Once again, Stukov will be banned out. Not only the fact that he's really, really strong on this map and he pairs well into the composition already coming through, but Key is a very strong Stukov player, so banning it out in the second phase is really, really smart, as they do need a support. They could go into Alexstrasza if they really wanted to. Decker Kane's not a bad idea either. I like the idea of the Jaina still. I think that pairs well into this, but they're going to go for the Malthael for the solo lane. Raynor to put in some pepper as well, and I think they're going to hold off on their support till the end.
Let's save some lives.
Veggie's Tyrael regressed to level 1. Ouch. Okay. I don't know if this actually, we're just...
Damn, boy. Damn, boy, he's thick. Boy, that's a thick-ass boy.
That's some thick-ass Juice Pirates right there. Okay. What do they have to deal with again? Like, what are they gonna do against this? Okay, sorry.
Ready for adventure.
I mean, blinds are actually really impactful here. That is the Madmen. They're doing it. They are doing it. I can't believe they're doing it. Ooh, all right. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if it will work. Because I feel like they have some good stopping power on the side of Into Deep. Like, Diablo's control's pretty good. Medivh's got protection status. Raynor's able to put in that pepper. Kage, please. Why is this happening? Just smile. Just smile. That's it. That's all you get is just a smile from Kage. Alrighty. Yeah, that's a nice little draft right there. Sorry, I love that sound bit, and I will use any excuse to use that sound bit. I think it's going to be a really, really good matchup. That's all I really got to say. Like, I don't know who's going to take this. Both teams are very proficient in their heroes. We saw that in the last game, and I think this is going to be a showcase for us to see if any if not any composition, but if any map is a Juice Pirates map, because I feel like that is gillyShark's motif this season. But we got a game here. Let's actually get into it. On the left-hand side, we have got a break. Hold on, I have something running in the background that I need to cycle through. All right, there we go. Alrighty. Okay. Apparently, someone misclicked the pause button. How do you misclick a pause button, dog? Let's get into the game. On the left-hand side, we have got the members of Into Deep. We're going to be having Bacon going to be on the Rainer. We're going to be having Key on the Lily. Blemsey is going to be on the Diablo. We have Rosai is going to be on the Malthiel. And we have Grizzly going to be playing the Medivh. On the right-hand side, we got the members of gillyShark. We're going to be having Veggies on the Tyrael. Zergy Monster will be on the Artanis. Kaimo Tripson will be on the Lieutenant Morales. Stark will be on the Rhaegar. And Chess Looter will be on the Greymane. Let's go ahead and get on into this. Yo, Zuni, how you doing, bud? Medivh very good against Juice Pirates. They don't have blinds if Lily is dead. Bacon has been known for clicking the pause button before. Ouch. Ouch. I wonder what that happened. I wonder if anyone died by accident in lane. We are going to be having the Malthiel in the top lane currently, and that's going to be going into Zergy Monster. We'll see how that solo lane matchup is going to be working out. I'll do my best to kind of jump between that. There is going to be some fun in the rotations between mid and bottom, but most of this is just going to be stacking out questing talents, and realistically, the only questing talents we have are the baseline ones off of Medivh and the Diablo, as that's going to be Grizzly a little bit low right there. Blemsey's going to be charging forward onto Kaimo, onto Chess Looter right there. Just couldn't put the names together, but we actually have double duty coming out from this Malthiel, the bite butt from Stark. Are they going to be able to turn around? And first blood goes out in favor for the members of Into Deep, as that Rhaegar bit off a bit more than they could chew. This is going to be 2-2 in our levels, 1-0 in kills, and something I want to highlight really quickly is the experience. I keep always mixing those up. The experience coming in from an early game kill like that, it was just about a minute into the game, and you can see it's sub 300 experience. In between the lane rotations they've already made, so I think it's every 20 seconds we get a minion wave. I might be wrong on that. But we've had, what, 5 minion waves at this point, roughly? And we've had roughly, or near 3,000 experience coming out from that, so... Yeah, it's like early game kills are great. They assert dominance and they can remove some map rotation and some experience gain, but minion, early game soak. That's where the fun's at. Nice pause, ... What's up, True? How you doing? Rhaegar on the right-hand side will be finishing out the camp over here. Going to be able to hearth back for that one. We do have the Impaler camp picked up on the left-hand side as well. We do have the Medivh going to be flying around right now, and this is just going to be Kaimo Tripson and Chess Looter just pushing out the lane a little bit. Grizzly stepping forward and working their way through those stacks on Arcane Rift. This game not doing too hot this early game. We actually saw, I think, a few more in the last game this early, but this is still going to be continued rotations, continue soaking the experience. And look at this Artanis in top lane. They've left them alone. They backed their entire team to go get that camp, so Artanis has been able to push us up to the front gate, which it's not going to instantly burn it down, and Malthiel will be able to deal with it, but at the same time, this is just a really, really good setup for Zergy Monster, because now the wave will crash in, Malthiel's already going to clear it out, and they also have the shrine right below them, so they're going to be easily able to rotate in after getting the clear here. But speaking of getting a clear and rotations, we do have a camp down here that is being scouted out. Medivh actually drops down onto the point. Stark and friends are going to dive onto them. That's going to be protection and the portal right out of there. Do they come back in? They don't, as the camp was picked up by gillyShark. Bacon a little bit low right there. Going to be just trying to throw out that pepper. And Key is just doing their best to make sure that healing gets out to the friendly members. Grizzly and Blemsey are going to go ahead and finish out this camp, and now we have our shrine activated. Actually, no, it's activatable. Arcane Punisher can be coming. Even the map keeps like highlighting. It's just like, activate it. Do the objective, please. Oh, we actually have a trauma trigger for that Lieutenant Morales as well. But we step onto this point. Let's actually pull away the talents really quickly. We'll take a look at 7s after we see the shrine pop off here. But that's a portal into the backline. They're looking for Kaimo Tripson. That's going to be Stark as well, getting dove on a little bit. And they have the entire enemy team, but they're all so very split. Kaimo Tripson so very low as well. They get the pick onto Lieutenant Morales, but can they find themselves a Rainer? That's a 1-for-1 trade thus far. And Blemsey low a little bit, and they're going to be able to back off, but that's going to be nice blinds coming in from Key to deny that Greymane from getting a lot of good damage right there. And still, they hold over on the shrine, even losing their Rainer. Lieutenant Morales will be up in 4 seconds, Rainer up in 5. They do cycle out. It looks like Maltheo went to go tap well. Stark going to get one bite butt right there. They're going to go for the swap from Zergy Monster, not able to connect just yet, and they'll now work their way through the shrine as well. But 27 skeletal defenders are in favor for Into Deep. Rainer rotating in as well as the Lieutenant Morales on the right-hand side. Portal to get into the back line, trying to find Chest Looter, I think, and that's going to be Lieutenant Morales coming back into this. Can they get the healing in time? That's going to be the safety guard onto them, but they have no healing in range, and that will be the Chest Looter getting picked off right there. And now they have the Zergy Monster just trying to work in the back line. They're just not getting the value they're looking for, and so far the members of Into Deep have held their own in this first shrine. They move their way back over to this. The members of gillyShark will just go ahead and rotate out of lane, try and get some pressure elsewhere, and look for just keeping the experience close together. And this will be Arcane Punisher going over in favor for the members of Into Deep. gillyShark setting themselves up for the defense, actually jumping into bottom lane really quickly. Stark was going for the siege down here. Maltheo can get the mark, but that's really going to be all that happens. Artanis still pushing out in the top lane. Surprised that Artanis is not going to be in the bottom. I thought I just completely muted myself. We're good. I thought I was expecting Artanis to be in the defense lane because of the fact that they did go into amateur opponent level 1, which would burn through the Immortal a little bit faster. But Portal going to be coming into the backline once again. They're trying to jump onto Kaimo Tripson. This dive into the backline to get onto the Lieutenant Morales to put them down so low is really, really working out for Into Deep so far. They'll have to find a way on the side of gillyShark to either deal with this or it will crumble their entire draft, or I guess dismantle their draft. I think that's a better way to put it, because these backline portals are exactly the way that they're dealing with this Juice Pirates. I know chat was already saying that Medivh is very strong into the Juice Pirates, and we're seeing that right there. The Lieutenant Morales is just getting dove on, and it's so hard for the team who's trying to step forward and aggress that literally there's someone in their backline all of a sudden, and they just maybe need to pay attention to that. Either way, Into Deep will lead the experience with I'd say nearing a half a level lead over the opposing side, and we'll see what happens here. We do have our next Punisher being in the bottom lane. It will be a Frozen Punisher, which sieges extremely well. It will lock down the towers for, I think, 2 seconds total when it actually does get the circle procced onto it, or I guess when the frost gets procced onto it, I think that's a better way to say it. Nothing beats the Rhaegar solo lane camper. It will be a new meta. I'm calling it now. I feel like we used to have that as a meta. 10 to 9 in levels. Let's see what we get here on the left-hand side. Rainer's Raider for the Rainer. We have Lightning Breath for the Diablo. Not going to be going into the Apocalypse combo. We actually also do have Touch of Death. This is a huge talent to mitigate Ancestor Healing from Rhaegar. But I wonder, does Rhaegar even go into Ancestor Healing? Because I mean, like, Bloodlust target, Bloodlust target, Bloodlust target, Bloodlust, like, they're holding. Please give me this. Well, meanwhile, in bottom lane, we are going to be seeing them trying to pressure this up a little bit further. This is the next lane for the next Punisher, and while they are dealing with the camps through mid lane, it is very obvious to the opposing side. You can actually see the vision. Let's actually jump over the Maltheo vision right now, so they can see that there's people in mid going for that clear, and they're saying, all right, cool, let's siege into bottom lane. Let's open this up. Tyrael is going to have a little bit of a rough time with that. They're going to be able to get behind their gate. They do have a wave coming in as well, and that's just something to note. You can see that the shrine's there. You can count how many enemy members are on the map, and so they're just going to go ahead. Oh, that might have been a steal from Grizzly. That would have been... Oh, that would have been a rough time right there. I mean, that was no Rhaegar dying while soloing on a camp. I forgot about that Cap Beach. I forgot, that was like week 1, game 1. And it was on Alterac Pass, if I'm not mistaken. Oh my god, I forgot all about that till just now. I can't stop smiling. This is going to be top lane fort, going to be raced through bottom lane fort. And here's the thing, Juice Pirates, they don't really care about the rest of their structures. They need one alleyway to push through. I love your casting. Your solo cast is greatly underappreciated. Thank you so much, True. I really appreciate that compliment. I really do. I'm glad you enjoy my casting, and that's all I want to do, is I want to provide everyone with a good cast and some high quality production. I know I'm a solo person, but either way, that's going to be a nice Leyline Seal into a couple. And we also have the Sanctification coming out, but there's really no one going to get value from that. Lightning Breath going to be coming out, just try and slow them from this retreat. Last Rites goes on to Stark, and they go down right there. The healing from Chymotrypsin is not going to be enough. The team is going to be able to make it out, and still, Stark has not picked up a 10. Portal forward, they want to go for this chase, but it's not going to be happening. Meanwhile, this fort in bottom lane has a total of 740 health. Shaman Camp in top lane still getting some siege, but that's going to be easily cleared out by the Malthael right there. They only have the Rhaegar down for the next 8 seconds, so they're going to be able to rotate this back in and go for... I think they should be able to try and make a defense off of this. Oh, they're not. They don't care about making a defense. Look at... Here, let's show vision right now for the blue team. This is what they're seeing. Rhaegar still holding 10. Looks like we're going to be having Raynor hearthing right now. Oh. Enemy team is calling a medevac drop ship. That's going to be Medivh starting to hearth. That's going to be the meta drop. Here they come. So that's going to be the Bloodlust picked up by Stark, and they're going to be shredding right through this keep. The thing to note here is that there's no way for retreat. This isn't all in from the members of gillyShark. This is extremely risky. They don't have the Sanctification because it was used in the last fight, I do believe. Yeah. And now Chest Looter and Veggies are just going to be trying to go and deal some damage to the core right now. Leyline Seal connects onto one of them. Chest Looter doing their best, but they're anchoring this. Artana's going to be coming onto this as well. There's nothing they can do to... Like, they can't end this game on the side of gillyShark. They cannot. Did Last Rites get a stack right there as well? Yeah, they did get the stack. And so Punisher picked up. Frozen Punisher going to be now sieging in through bottom lane. But the death timers are not that long. Lieutenant Morales will have the medevac up by the time their longest death timer's there. They need to be watching their core on the side of Into Deep. I don't know. I think Baja has the most well-liked NA caster after Jhow, which in my opinion makes Baja the third most favorite caster. Paldo, Jhow, Bahamut Gaming. I am casting North America. Look at this. I mean, they have to see it, and I think they're making a decision on the side of gillyShark. They're like, well, they could potentially end off of us, and we don't want that to be the turnaround, so now they have to go for this defense right now. The Punisher going to be baited over to the mid lane. They will be able to burn that down. Now the core is going to be targeted. That will be the Lightning Breath coming out, but they pop the Sanctification right in front of it. That's going to be the Jugs out from the Lily as well. Blemsy will be the target. They should be full on souls. That's going to be the portal to get them out of there just fine, and now they haven't been able to end the game right there, and can they step further forward? Rose is going to be getting some good damage out. Last Rites goes on to Veggies, and that's going to be the serial going down. Bloodlust will be coming out from the Rhaegar as well. Explosion going to be coming out, and they find a Malthael, but Chymotrypsin so very low right there. Blemsy is going to be the target, as Chest Looter is going to be able to get some decent damage onto this Diablo, and the Leyline Seal might have actually just saved a couple of them, but they're still getting so many kills right there, and that's going to be Lieutenant Morales and Diablo also going down. Chest Looter is going to be able to make it out with just a little bit of health, and that's going to be Zergy. They don't get the kill onto Bacon, who makes it out alive, and that is going to be Catapults on the top lane core, getting some decent damage in right there. That was a mom spaghetti moment for both these teams. Because if the members of Into Deep wipe there, that would have definitely been medevac called, go to core, end the game. If they lost on the side of gillyShark, that would have just been game. And I think just the kind of trade that they had right there was really, really good. But look at this. I think they want to try and constantly pressure out bottom lane and try and constantly backdoor this so that they don't allow them to actually get the medevac option. But I think they're just going to go for it. Oh, can they go? Does the medevac has it doesn't have the range to the core yet, I don't think. Let's actually look that up really quickly. Hold on. Lieutenant Morales, what's the range on... Is it the full map? No, we can see. See, this will go... You can actually see there's a little red line on the minimap. It'll go as far as the forts right now, the medevac for her. So they need to get probably halfway into the map to be able to do that. And Medivh is constantly scouting them out. So if they do try and pull this, there's going to be a dive into the core. But that's going to be Blemsy going into Veggies. They need to make sure that they don't go too aggressive here, because that's also going to be a very low Diablo on souls. They are trying to put that pepper onto Veggies, and this is kind of a standstill moment. This is a hard spot to be in. Top lane will constantly win out. They do have catapults up there. This is just... What? Yakety sacks, I agree. Like, I'm trying to move myself around this map constantly and get the vision on everybody, but look at Rhaegar in mid lane. Hearthing back. They're going for the defense. That's going to be the Cursed Bullet coming out onto Blimsy, taking a lot of damage. As I said, this Diablo has no souls, or at least very few, and so they're not going to be as strong as they were in the last fight. That's going to be the Lightning Breath coming out. Zergy Monster maybe stepping forward, actually going to be backing out right there. They're trying to burn everything to get some of these members in a bad position, but they keep playing around their mid lane keep. That is going to be Shaman Camp and top lane pushing out, and they need to respond to that at some point. Catapults are periodically coming down here, actually continually coming down here that they need to deal with. And so that is also going to be Leyline, or not Leyline Seal, but I cannot think of it. Arcane Rift can be finished right there. They also do have the Arcane Charge. Oh, no, they don't go for the... I think it's Temporal Flux, where you get the cooldown reduction onto your Leyline Seal. Portal into the back to try and get someone right here. They've been playing around this core the entire time, and I'm waiting to see when the members of gillyShark punish the fact that they've been overextended for a solid minute and a half, and that's going to be the Sanctification as well as the Bloodlust going to be coming out. Blimsy's going to be the target, and that's going to be Diablo with the... Oh my god, the protection status as well, but they still end up going down. Portal will be going out right there. Kaiba Tripson is going to get the last rights thrown into them, and they still go down right there. That's also going to be the blind coming out from Artanis. Malthael will be picked off, and they're starting to turn this around on the side of gillyShark. Bacon will be the target as well. Raynor goes down, and that's going to be key, and Medivh out as well. They have picked off 5 members of the opposing team. Rhaegar does go down, and all of that 5 for 2. And I don't think that they're not going to be trying to go core here, are they? I have no idea what's going on in this game, but I love it. I agree, Chaotic Order. Ooh, that fight went on forever. All right, let's take a look at the stats once again, because that was... I'm sure that there's definitely some different numbers at this point after that engagement over the core, but this will be Mortar Punisher picked up by the members of gillyShark. And they can let this like walk down the lane, and then they can just use the medevac at the last moment to then jump onto the core once it makes it there. So they don't have to escort it down the lane. Diablo going to be coming into this flank position over here. We'll see how many souls they have in just a second. The esports is strong in this game. Oh my god, this game, yeah. Ooh, oh, look at this bush party though. Veggies gonna be the target for that. That's gonna be a grenade coming out from Kaimo Tripson. Do they just call the medevac? Like, I'm waiting to see when we just hear, like, the brrrr. That's going to be Leyline Seal going out. I don't know how I feel about that. Because now there's a Punisher going over towards your core. The enemy team is going to be a Juice Pirates team. And so you just use Leyline Seal, the one thing to kind of slow them down in this aggression already. And so that's going to be on a 65-second cooldown right there. Spur, thank you for the follow. As we get into this, that's going to be the Bloodlust coming out. They pop the Sanctification, and look at this core getting shredded. Game number 2 going over to the members of gillyShark. GG. Well played. Just wow. Just wow. Is all I gotta say. Let me just get into a voice channel really quickly so we can do an interview in just a moment. I dislike that ley line. That's how you stop. I agree, Ektar. I agree. I absolutely agree. That was what I was thinking. Team score. That one. Oh. Okay. Alrighty. Hold on. Let me just make sure audios are all set. Audios are all set. All right. At this time, we are going to be joined by Offlane and Offlane. How you doing? How you feeling after that 2-0 victory?
The other team played very well. I'm glad that we were able to give good games for our fans. Overall, I thought that the matches were very exciting and very close.
I think what Offlane is trying to say here is, don't pick Medivh if you can't play it. I think that's the gist of it, right? Yeah. Okay. Next question.
Okay. Let's talk about game number 1 on Sky Temple. They ban out the Lieutenant Morales. Was it always were both games intentional Juice Pirates, and was it just like, all right, they ban out the Lieutenant Morales, we'll adjust from there? Because the Zeratul coming out as well as the Rexar seemed like it was like, cool, like this is just our plan B, or was that kind of always intended?
So I think they had a really good plan going into that draft, and they banned a lot of the good heroes that we have been able to find success with in the past. And without those heroes, we were forced to adapt on the fly, and somehow we were able to secure the win.
I think what he's trying to say is our Juice Pirate sucks really bad, as you saw in game 2. don't waste a ban on Morales and let us feed.
I just this interview. No, it was just really, really good. When it actually came down to that core race in the bottom lane on Infernal Shrines, not so much core race, excuse me, core defense on your end. Can you talk a little bit about what comms were like and how you're kind of discussing your plan for that? Because it seemed like you were waiting for something. Was it just waiting for 16s? Was it just waiting for abilities to come off cooldown? Because it at one point there was like, all right, everyone dove in. What was it that kind of signified that moment? Was it positioning or talents or what?
So after we had reached the 16th level, Veggies was able to find a pick and an engage on the enemy team. And they had Medivh, and so they had really good team fight, but somehow we were able to secure a kill there. And coming out of that, we were able to take down the rest of them as well, with the man advantage that we were able to get off of that pick. And I think that was what let us win that game.
So what Offlane is trying to say here is we were biding our time. We were waiting. We were looking at the map, right? We found the X. We dove on the X. We downed the rum. We jumped on that booty. We slayed them all. And then we went to get the treasure.
You definitely did. That was actually a really, really good end to the game right there. I really liked how you guys played both games, and it was a really great matchup between both teams. There was a lot of great back and forth, and some of those team fights really could have gone either way and really changed the dynamic, but it was a great best-of-3 series, and you guys took it in a 2-0 fashion. Before I let you go, any shoutouts that you'd like to give? The floor is all yours.
I would like to give a shout out first to Gillyweed. She's the reason we're all here. And also to our other players. They've been playing really well. And I'd also like to thank you and all of the fans. You are the reason that we try to give good games.
That's about it, right, mate? Savvy? We're out. Peace.
Thank you so much for the interview, and I can't wait to see your games tomorrow night. Have a great night, off lane and off lane, and I'll see you tomorrow.